Hey guys, Jonathan Soto here, back again doing another movie review, and we are continuing and concluding my series of my top 15 favorite movies. And today we will be reviewing Moonrise Kingdom. Now, Moonrise Kingdom is directed by Wes Anderson and features Jared Gilman, Kara Hayward, Edward Norton, Bruce Willis, Bill Murray, Frances McDormand, Bob Balaban, Lucas Hedges, Tilda Swinton, and Jason Schwartzman. So, the plot of Moonrise Kingdom is that this whole movie takes place in these islands, like these islands, like I think east of the United States, like near the Dominican Republic. I think it's somewhere near there, but it's like a ripoff. I think it's like a ripoff of that. So yeah, it's like these islands that are like east of the United States, and like they're called the island is called New Penzance, and then there's another island called the Old Chickasaw Harvest Migration. So this whole thing takes place in islands, and so we follow with these two couples. Well, they're not couples yet, they're just like two friends, but like the boy really likes the girl. So yeah, it's these two friends that are like they've been pen pals for quite a while. Like they've been writing to each other a lot since they first met in this this theater or play. Oh yeah, it was a play in a church. Since they first met there, they've been pen pals, and then one day they decide to meet up somewhere and run away with each other because they do not like their lives at home. So yeah, and so like they just run away from their homes, and they're running away and getting to know each other more, and then later on they start falling in love. So yeah, and then once that happens, there's another thing too involving the parents and the people that are taking care of the two kids. So yeah, and then let me think. Yeah, it's the parents. Like the parents are trying to look for them. Like the parents are trying to look for the kids. And then the boy, he's actually an orphan. The girl's parents are looking for the girl, but the boy, he's an orphan. Like he's an orphan, and the foster home that he used to stay in doesn't want him anymore. So he wouldn't just stay in a foster home. He was also in this group called the Khaki Scouts, which is like these Boy Scouts that are campers and all of that. And yeah, they're really good at camping and all of that. So yeah, they're just like this whole camp group. So yeah, and then the Khaki Scout members are trying to look for the boy. So yeah, and that's basically the whole plot of Moonrise Kingdom. Now, from what I said in the beginning, this is definitely on my top 15 favorite movies. Top 10 actually. This is actually top 10 for me actually, and I love this movie so much. This movie, I just want to say right off the bat that this movie is the movie that always inspired me to want a girlfriend. This movie always inspired me to want to go in a relationship. For all you people who went to school with me, it's this movie that made me want to get a girlfriend. So yeah, let me think. Is there anything else? Yeah, this movie really, really inspired me, and I wanted to get a girlfriend. Like I first saw this movie when I was 11 years old, like in the beginning of 6th grade, I think. Which that was 4 years ago. Once I saw this movie in the beginning of 4th grade, I was blown away. Like I was literally blown away of this movie. I saw it on Netflix because this movie used to be on Netflix for the longest time ever, but then they took it off Netflix for some reason. But yeah, let me see. Yeah, this movie's just really good. I love it to death, and just. Yeah, this movie, ever since I watched it, it's what made me want to get a girlfriend. And my first target was this girl named Brea. No, I shouldn't say her name. So, yeah. So, since then, I've always wanted a girlfriend. Since I saw this movie, literally, it made me want to go and try to get a girl. So, just this movie, really inspired me. And, and let me think. Is there anything else I should say? about how this movie inspired me. Yeah, it's just like the whole like relationship and the chemistry between Sam Shakusky and Susie Bishop is just really romantic and really enjoyable and really cute and really enjoyable and just really, let me think of another word, just really satisfying, their relationship. It just really gets your heart in and like really makes you feel for their relationship. So yeah, they definitely had a lot of chemistry with each other, and yeah, they are so in love. And yeah, and I love their relationship so much in this movie. Like, their relationship is the main part of this movie, and I just love it so much. Yeah, this movie definitely inspired me on wanting to get a girlfriend. So yeah, I've been trying it for 4 years, but I never got a girlfriend until this year, actually. Cause like I shouldn't say why, but like for 4 years I've been trying to get a girlfriend, but none of them were really interested in me. That's all I'll say. So yeah, but like yeah, it's just really I just really like I just really tried it for really, well, not too hard, but I tried it really hard for 4 years. So yeah, but like I never even got a girlfriend until this year, actually, until COVID-19 started. So I think maybe that's one positive about COVID-19, I should say. So yeah, and my first girlfriend was this girl named Sophie. I shouldn't say her name. I keep forgetting not to say these girls' names. So yeah, let me think. What else is there? Is there anything else I should say? So getting a girlfriend was like the thing I was most obsessed with for all my years of middle school, and it's my first year of freshman year, and then like I think it was like April. Yeah, it was April when I got my first girlfriend. April of this year. So yeah, let me think. And if some of you never mind. Let me think. What was I gonna say? Yeah. So this movie just really like inspires you. It inspires a lot of other people too, cause like I've shown some friends of mine's this, and like they didn't like right off the bat want to get a girlfriend, but they just really love their chemistry, and like yeah, and it just really like inspires you. So yeah, that's the biggest thing that this movie does, is inspire you. That's the major one word I could describe it: inspiring. So yeah. Let me think. Yeah, if it weren't for this movie, I probably wouldn't have been into girls that much, and I probably wouldn't have been like wanting to get a girlfriend and all of that. And yeah, if it weren't for this movie, yeah, I would have been someone much different. But thanks to this movie, it really inspired me. So yeah, I think that's enough of me saying it, because I know some of you are really tired of me repeating myself. So yeah, let's get down to the characters of this movie. The characters are amazing. I love Sam Shakusky and Susie's relationship. Like I said, Sam Shakusky, I love Sam Shakusky. He's a khaki scout. I said before, but he does not like being a khaki scout though, and he's an orphan. He's an orphan, so yeah, and he's just really sad about being an orphan and all of that, and he really wants to stay in the foster homes and all of that, and he just really wants to stay in these foster homes. So yeah, and he really, and Sam Shakusky, he's an outcast to the khaki scouts and everyone else in his life besides Susie. So yeah, so Sam Shakusky, he's this really mature kid who's khaki scout and all of that, and is really, really good at camping. So yeah, so let me think. Yeah, and he's really good with guns, and he even smokes and drinks really early too. I think he's 12, so yeah, and he smokes and drinks really early. And I think most of that has to do because this movie takes place in the 60s too. I forgot to mention that this movie takes place in the 1960s. So yeah. Let me think. Is there anything else I should say? Oh yeah, Sam Shakusky. He's an outcast to a lot of the kids. All the khaki scouts hate him so much, and they think he's a loser and all of that, and they always talk shit about him, and all the kids at his foster home really pick on him, and Sam Shakusky's always has always tried hard to make friends, but people don't like his personality, and they would then want to make fights with him and all of that. They pick up fights, so yeah, and then just those are all the kids in the foster home. So Sam just really has a pretty sad life, but Sam's just trying to make the greatest of it though. So yeah, let me think. Yeah, so in the foster home, like even the foster parents don't like him either, which is really sad. Like the foster parents don't even like Sam either. They think he's emotionally disturbed, and everyone doesn't like him, and like they can't. And like as soon as Sam runs away, they say we can't invite him back. He's emotionally disturbed and all of that, and it's just like what the fuck? They're not inviting Sam back to the foster home, so he's gonna be nothing, just an orphan again. So yeah, just yeah, so like Sam just was you really feel for Sam in this movie, but what makes you like care for him and make you like get over all the stuff that's happening to him is his relationship with Susie. So yeah, and at times, and Sam is really relatable to me too. Like I can easily relate to Sam too, because like Sam is not the best looking out of a lot of boys his age, and he's not the most social and the most he's not the greatest with socializing. So yeah, he's very relatable to me because like me, I'm not really good with socializing with a lot of people. So yeah, just Sam is like I can easily relate to Sam too. So yeah, let me think. Is there anything else about Sam I should say? Yeah, Sam is really sweet too in this movie. Like Sam is really nice. He's just really sweet, and you really care for Sam. So yeah, he's just really sweet with Susie and a lot of other people. He tries to be sweet with a lot of the other people surrounding him too, but they're all just mean to him. So yeah, and so once it shows that they're mean to him, he just starts being mean to them too. He does it back. So yeah, let me think. Is there anything else about Sam I should say? Let me think. Yeah, just Sam. I love Sam in this movie. His relationship with Susie, like he's really good with his relationship with Susie. Like he first met Susie in this like Christian church play of Noah's Ark, and she played a raven bird. So yeah, and like when he goes up to her, he's like the first thing he says to her is like he's acting like mature and all of that. He's not acting sweet, he's just acting mature, like a mature kid. So yeah, and then he's just telling her like, what kind of bird are you? And then like the other girls next to her like, I'm Sparrow, she's a dawn. And he's like, no, what kind of bird are you? And then he points at Susan, and then she's like, I'm a raven. And then they talk more, and then like Susie talks, and then they talk about that Susie has like a bandage all over her arm, and it has blood on it. He was like, what happened there? She was like, I got hit in the mirror. Really? How did that happen? I lost my temper on myself. What's your name? Sam. What's yours? I'm Susie. And then what else is there? And then like they just stare at each other for a moment, and then like the leader of the actresses like comes in, and then she sees Sam. She's like, who are you? Where'd you come from? Go back to your seat. And then like the second he leaves, her friend Susie's friend right next to her is like, he likes you. So yeah, and right there, like it shows that like Susie doesn't care that he likes her. That Susie might have some chemistry with him, and she might have some feelings for him. So yeah, and then like from there, like Susie wrote a note to Sam and the Khaki Scouts, like saying that like, write to me, Susie Bishop, and all this stuff. So yeah, and then from there they were writing to each other a lot, and then like Sam was talking all this stuff and being really sweet, like he was telling her, Susie, you have a really superb voice and all this stuff. So yeah, and then he was telling her all about his life and all of that, and then Susie even had a lot of stuff with her life too, which I'll get to Susie in a bit. So yeah, so Sam, like his relationship, like, and then once Sam and Susie start running away from each other, he's just really sweet with her, and they're just running away like to these most beautiful places I've ever seen in film. So yeah, it's just like these lakes and all of that, and these woods they're walking into, and like they're going through these rivers and all of that, and then like they're eating on top of a mountain, and then like they're talking with each other. They're talking with each other like in a campfire. So yeah, I'll get more into that scene in a bit. Now let's talk about Susie. And now I love Susie a lot. I really love Susie. I think Susie was a really good character in this movie. Yeah, she was just as good as Sam, but I think Sam might be my favorite character in this movie. So yeah, but Susie, I love Susie too. So yeah, and Susie, let me think. Yeah, Susie, she really had a lot of she really had like a really pretty messed up life too, just as Sam did. Susie was sort of was a lot of an outcast herself. Like Susie was living in the island with her parents, and she had like two or three younger brothers. So yeah, and then but she never got along with her parents a lot. Like she hated her parents. Like she would always have so much arguments with her parents, and all they would do was just argue, and she would always tell this stuff that she doesn't love her parents, and she wishes that she was an orphan and all of that. So yeah, and then she thinks that Sam's life is better than hers and all of that. So yeah, it's just she doesn't really love her parents, and then she doesn't even get along with her little brothers all that much, and she always steals their record players. So yeah, let me think. Yeah, she's just a little mean. So yeah, and then let me think. Is there anything else? And in school, she doesn't really get along with kids at school. Like she's always picking up fights at school herself. Let me think. I don't know why I'm burping. I ate food a few hours ago. So yeah, let me think. Is there anything else about Sushi I should say? Oh yeah, she picks up fights a lot at school. There was this scene where a girl was talking shit at her, saying that she goes berserk and all of that. And then Susie really gets pissed off and moves her chair and beat and fights her in that scene. So yeah, and then what else is there about Susie? And then Susie, she's more to herself actually. She's really to herself. She always she loves reading books a lot. She loves reading books about magical powers and fairy tales and all of that. But she steals those books from the library though. They're not really hers. She always bought she stole them from the library because she thinks that that they make her feel in a better mood and all of that, and she just loves them. So yeah, and they help her get away from the stress and all of that. So yeah, that was a really cool thing too. And then Susie even has these binoculars that she always uses. She's always looking around at the views and all of that, and a smidge of spying on her mom and all of that. And spying on others, only a smidge. So yeah, she mostly spies on her mom more. But yeah, she has these binoculars and she calls them her magic power. Binoculars are her magic power. So yeah, and that was really cool. So yeah, is there anything else I should say? Yeah, so Susie's more to herself, and she just those are her real hobbies. So yeah, and she loves music a lot too. She loves music artist who lives in France. Let me try to remember her name. She sings Le Temps de l'Amour. Let me think. I know I listened to I've only listened to 2 songs from her, but let me think what her name is. Let me think. I forgot her name, but she's this European singer that Susie really loves listening to. So yeah, so those are her number one hobbies, and she feels Sam is the only one she can trust and really connect with. So yeah, and he's the only one she feels she can connect with. So yeah, and Susie's a really good character too. So yeah. Is there anything else I should say about Susie? Susie is actually a bit relatable to me too, because she's mostly to herself and all of that, and she doesn't really get along with. I mean, I get along with my family a lot, but my siblings, I have half siblings, but I don't really talk to them very much. So yeah, and most of the times they don't even respond to me. So yeah, let me think. What else is there? I do get along with my family a lot, but we always pick on each other just for having fun and all of that. So yeah, but I really get along with my family. But the only thing I could relate with Susie is that she's always mostly to herself. So yeah, that kind of relates to me too. So yeah, and then we go on to the adult characters of the movie. Edward Norton. What's his name? Scoutmaster Ward. So yeah, Scoutmaster Ward is the leader of the Khaki Scouts. He's the leader. He's not a kid. He's an adult. He's a 40-year-old, I think. So yeah, and then yeah, Scoutmaster Ward, what he's trying to do is he's trying to find Sam too. He's trying to find Sam he's trying to find Sam and bring him back. So yeah, even though Sam left him a note saying that he does not want to be a part of the Khaki Scouts. So yeah, Scoutmaster Ward was a really good character too. You can really tell that he wants to look for Sam and all that, and he really cares for the Khaki Scouts. At times he even treats the Khaki Scouts like they're his kids. So yeah, let me think. He really cares for the Khaki Scouts. So yeah, you can really tell that too. So let me think. Is there anything else about Scoutmaster Ward? Oh yeah. I like his whole chemistry between a lot of the other adults, like Susie's parents and the chief, the only cop of the island. So yeah, he was a really good character too. And like, if you remember my Birdman review that I did yesterday, I said that Edward Norton might be one of my favorite actors because he was in another one of my favorite movies, and this is one of them. So yeah, Edward Norton's probably one of my favorite actors. So yeah, let me think. Is there anything else I should say? Let me think. Let me think. Is there anything else I should say about Scoutmaster Ward? Yeah, and you can really tell that he really cares for his job of khaki scout. So yeah, he tries his greatest. So yeah, let me think. Yeah, and then there's this cop of the island named let me think. What was his name? He was played by Bruce Willis. I can't remember his name for some reason. I've seen this movie so many times. Let me think of his name. He was the cop. He was the only cop of the island. I'm trying to think of his name. I'm gonna look it up real quick because I don't want to forget his name. Cause let me see. Captain Sharp. Yeah, his name was Captain Sharp. Captain Sharp. He was the cop. So yeah, he was a really good character too. So yeah, I did not want to forget his name at all. So yeah. Let me think. Yeah, Captain Shark was a really good character too, and yeah, you can really tell he really loves being a cop, and he really wants to have these children come back safe. So yeah, and like you can really tell he wants to find the children a lot too, and he wants to help Susie's parents and what's his name, and Scoutmaster Ward to find the kids. So yeah, and you can really tell that he wants to find them, and he really cares for his job, and like. Yeah, so like you can just really tell like he really loves being a cop. So yeah, is there anything else? Yeah, he has a really good he has a lot of good character moments in here too, and he has some comedic moments. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Scoutmaster Ward also does have some really comedic moments. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention too, this movie's a lot of a comedy actually. Like this movie is really much of a comedy too. It's like a romance / drama / comedy, and it is a damn good one. This movie is really funny. So yeah, I just want to say that this movie is really funny. So yeah, this movie is not just drama and romance like serious, but it's really funny too. So yeah, like a lot of the comic relief comes from the adults. So yeah, let me think. Yeah, it comes from more the adults than the kids, but the kids still have a lot of chemistry with each other, and they still have a lot of comedic moments, but I think the adults are the ones with the most comedic moments. So yeah, so like Captain Sharp was a really good character too. So yeah. Let me think. And then we come to Susie's parents. Susie's parents were really cool too. I really liked her father. I think his name was something Bishop. Walt Bishop. Yeah, it was Walt. So yeah. I really liked Walt a lot in the movie. He was really funny, actually. He was like, I think he was the funniest character of this entire movie, actually. Walt was really funny in this movie, so yeah, he was a really good character too. And you can really tell he really wants to find his daughter, so yeah. Yeah, he really, really wants to find his daughter. Like, the parents really want to find their daughter. So, yeah, you can just really tell. So, yeah. You can even just tell by looking at them, too. So, yeah. They were really good characters, too. Just really funny. So, yeah. Let me think of a comedic moment. Oh, yeah, there's this really funny moment where, like, he's walking down the stairs shirtless. And then, like, he goes to a closet. And then he comes back out with an axe. And he's like, I'll be back. I'm gonna go chop off a tree. Yeah, let me think. Is there anything else? Oh yeah, there's also this really funny moment where like he's yelling at Captain Sharp saying, "Why can't you control your scouts?" And then, no, not Captain Sharp, Scoutmaster Ward. He's like, he tells him that, and then he's like, "What? I'm trying." And then like he takes off his shoe and throws it at him. So yeah, let me think. Yeah, just Walt was just a really funny character. So yeah, and I really liked his wife Laura Bishop. She was a really good character too, and she was having a bit of an affair. I wouldn't call it an affair, but she was always like really concerned about the comp. I don't want to. I'm not calling it an affair. It wasn't an affair. Like there was never a scene of them like kissing each other, all of that. But like Laura Bishop always like takes off with her bike to see to see Captain Sharp and like see what's worrying him and all of that, and like see like his troubles and all of that. But like she's not really having an affair. She's just really worried for the cops. So yeah. Yeah, so like that was a really good character moment too, and she was really funny too. Laura was really funny too. So, yeah, and I just love all this. Oh yeah, I just love all the scenes where like Captain Sharp and Walt are talking. And then there's this one scene where he's like, "How's Laura? Like, what's bothering her?" and all of that. So yeah, and like. You can imply that it might be just a smidge of an affair, but it's mostly just like friendship, in my opinion. So yeah, let me think. Yeah, just Laura was a really good character. You can really tell she wants to find Susie too. So yeah, let me think. There's this another character in this movie who was sort of the narrator of the movie. Like these scenes were really funny actually. There's actually zero reason for it to be there, but it is still really funny though. It's these scenes with the narrator. Like the narrator's showing us like the island they live in and like a lot of the stuff about the storm, like the hurricane that's gonna come. Like the year is 1965, like the hurricane is coming and all of that. So yeah, all those scenes like there's absolutely no reason for it to be there, but it's still hilarious. So yeah, I just love those scenes so much. So yeah, and then later on, like he has some something to do with like the actual story because he tells Captain Sharp, Scoutmaster Ward, and Susie's parents where he thinks Susie and Sam might go. So yeah, let me think. Yeah, so like those, yeah, like he told them like where they might go. So like yeah, he was a pretty good character with just doing that. So yeah, and he was just really funny with all the scenes with him narrating. So yeah. Let me think. I also really liked all the Khaki Scouts kids too. Like they were really mean to Sam, but they were still really cool too. So yeah, and I just love all the scenes where they're going to like find Sam, but they really hate Sam so much, and then they're all talking about him like we need to find Sam, but like do you think we'd give a shit? And he's like no, but it's tempting, but we can't allow it. So yeah, and then like they were even saying that oh shit, what the fuck happened? What the fuck happened? Sorry, guys. Little bit of technical difficulty. So yeah, sorry about that. I'm using this flash from my other phone. So yeah. What else was I saying? I was saying something. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I was saying the Khaki Scouts were just really mean and like they were saying they were also saying that when they find Sam that they're not going to be the ones to forget a weapon and all of that, and then they're really loaded with weapons when they're trying to find Sam. Like they have knives all over them. They have like this wood stick with like nails on them and like these like really big knives and all of that, and these guns. So yeah, and these bow and arrows. So yeah, they're really loaded when they're trying to find Sam. So yeah, they're just really mean. So yeah, but then later on they get really big character moments. Like they improve more in the movie. They improve a whole lot more, and that's what really made the Khaki Scouts really likable towards the end of the movie. So yeah, they improved a lot, and I really love the Khaki Scouts a lot in this movie because at first they come off really mean, but then by the end of the movie, they become nice to Sam, and I'll get to that like later on in the review. So yeah, the Khaki Scouts were really good too. Let me think. Yeah, I think that's all the characters in this movie. There's oh wait, there's another character too. There's another character. There's two more characters that I'm talking to, that I'm missing, but I'll talk to you about one more character and then I'll get to that second character in a bit. So yeah. Let me think. This one character was the let me think. Social services. Yeah. Since they couldn't invite Sam back to the foster home, their social services is now taking like looking after the boy and all of that, and like deciding where he should go and all of that, and they decide to take Sam to fucking juvie. Like they decide to take Sam to juvie. And, like, they want to take Sam to juvie because that's their only hope. Because, like, no, it's, like, the only thing they can do. But it's so fucking messed up, though. Because, like, in the movie, like, when the Khaki Scouts went to go and, like, when they found Sam, that they were trying to, like, take Sam, but like violently though. And then like Susie went wild and grabbed Lefty scissors and stabbed one of them in the back. So yeah, that was really violent. So yeah, but from there, like they thought that Sam was the one that pulled the Lefty scissors, but it was actually the girl, and like even the dogs tell them that was the girl that did that. So yeah, but like they're still gonna send him to juvie though, and yeah, that's just fucking messed up. So yeah, that was just really messed up that they wanted to send Sam to juvie. So yeah, social services was a really good thing for this plot line too. So yeah, and the story. So yeah. Let me think. I'll get to that other character later on in the review. So let me think. The setting to this movie was amazing. I love the scenery to this movie. This movie mostly takes place in woods and rivers and campfires and clearings and let me think, and just like wood places and like camp. Let me think, and like regular one houses. So like yeah, this movie mostly takes place in like fields and all of that, and like the woods, and it's amazing that this movie mostly takes place in that. So yeah, and that was the perfect setting for a romance movie. So yeah, and that's just really perfect. So yeah, the scenery was amazing in this movie, and it looked real, and it looked so beautiful. So yeah. Let me think. All the actors did such an amazing job. The kids, this is one of the greatest performances I've ever seen from kids, actually. So, yeah, Jared Gilman as Sam was amazing. And Kara Hayward as Susie was amazing. So, yeah. And then, like, I think them two, like, even made another movie together, but not really together. Like, they weren't really the main protagonists. Like, it was like this, cameo or Easter egg or something like that in this movie called Patterson, starring Adam Driver. In that movie, like them two, like both those two actors show up in one scene in a bus, and they're talking about like Gaetano Bresci, and like they're studying like off history and all of that because they're college students. So yeah, and that scene in Patterson was pretty good too. So yeah, and yeah, that was really clever for them to bring back Jared Gilman and Kara Hayward. But they weren't a couple in that movie. They were just friends. So, yeah, but we're not talking about Patterson. I just wanted to bring that up. So, yeah. Let me think. Yeah, Edward Norton was amazing in this movie. Bruce Willis was amazing. Bill Murray as Susie's father was amazing. Frances McDormand, amazing. Bob Balaban was amazing. Lucas Hedges, Tilda Swinton, Jason Schwartzman, and yeah, they were just amazing in this movie. So yeah, just every actor was amazing, and Wes Anderson directed this movie so beautifully. So yeah, I haven't seen a lot of movies from Wes Anderson, but the movie that I have seen from Wes Anderson besides this is The Grand Budapest Hotel, and that movie was really good too. So yeah, but personally this is my favorite movie from him. So yeah, Wes Anderson really directed this movie so beautifully, and he has a really unique take in film, but here it was just beautiful and really unique. So yeah, I give a lot of praise to Wes Anderson. So yeah, let me think. The soundtrack to this movie was amazing too. This movie brought us a lot of old 60s music, but it was mostly vocalizing music and songs from Friday Afternoon and all of that, and they were amazing. Like, I love those songs. I catch myself listening to those songs here and there. So yeah, the songs that they play on the record player was amazing. So yeah, all those songs were amazing. So yeah. Let me think. Just like, yeah, those songs were really beautiful too. So yeah, just like, yeah, just that music was just the perfect music for this movie. So yeah, and the comedy works so much in this movie. So yeah, and then let me think. The pacing to this movie was amazing. I love the pacing to this movie. This movie is pretty short. It's like an hour and 32 minutes long, but it goes by really fast. So yeah, let me think. The comedy was just really amazing, and like some of the effects, just a smidge of the effects looked a little shitty. No, not shitty, but like a little. You can so tell it's effects, but it's actually the point though, cause like there's this one scene in the end where like Scoutmaster Ward's like trying to like save this old man who was in charge of another campsite, but once he gets out, the house explodes and it looks kind of fake. But I think that was the point too, cause that scene was pretty hilarious. So yeah, so like I can't like brag about the effects because like it's the point to make it look like that, to make it more funny. So yeah, so like it's really the point. So yeah, just yeah, I don't have any flaws with the effects at all for what this movie needs to be. So yeah. Yeah, but a lot of the other effects look really real. Actually, a lot of the effects actually look pretty real. So yeah, and a lot of the effects with like flying around in a zeppelin look really real too. So yeah, and like the scene in the end with the hurricane looked really real actually. So yeah, and the hurricane was beautifully done. So yeah, let me think. Is that let me let me talk to you guys about a lot of scenes that I love about this movie. More about Susie and Sam's relationship was really good. I love that scene where like they're talking in the campfire, like they made fish, like they're making fish, and like they're talking about like their troubles and all of that, and like Susie like even like is showing like Sam like all her books and all of that, and then like Sam is like really into it, and like yeah. And then, like, she even, like, has this book about, like, trying to get over depression and all of that, coping with a troubled child. So, yeah. And then in that scene, Sam actually, like, laughs in that scene. And then, like, because, like, because of how the cover looked like. And then Susie was, like, and then Sam was, like, is the girl in the cover supposed to be you? Because, like, the girl kind of looked a bit funny in the cover. And then she was, like, yeah. And then he just laughs right there. And she's, like, are you laughing? Not funny. And then, like, she closes her books and, like, puts them on the suitcase. And then she's like, you really do know how to make friends. And then she goes in the tent. And she's crying a bit. But then Sam goes in there and he apologizes. And he makes her feel better. He's just like, I'm sorry. And she's like, no, it's okay. And you can see one tear go down her face. And that you actually feel for Susie in that scene. And, like, that scene was really emotional, too. That scene was just really emotional. And you really got to know a lot more about Susie. So, yeah, it just was really emotional. So, yeah. Let me think. Is there anything else I should say? Yeah, and I love that. I love like all the scenes with like I love all the scenes with like the adults finding the kids and all, trying to find the kids and all of that. And I love that scene where like Susie stabs the khaki scout with the lefty scissors. His name was Redford. So yeah, Redford was the most meanest out of all the khaki scouts. So yeah, that scene was really funny and really cool. So yeah, and then from there they continue to run away, and then Susie was like, Molly was right. I do go berserk, and like you see, there's blood on the lefty scissors. So yeah, let me think. It was a little intense, but it was still pretty funny. So yeah, let me think. And then after that, like after that, they go to the place that they were looking for all along, the old Chickasha harvest migration. So yeah, and then like I love this scene so much when they're on the beach of the old Chickasha harvest migration. It's like this really beautiful beach, and yeah, and like they're swimming in the beach, like when they're swimming, like before they swim, Sam yells, "This is our land!" And then Susie's like, "Yes, it is!" And then they start whooping a lot. So yeah, they just go, "Woo!" So yeah, that scene was really emotional, and yeah, that scene was just really emotional and really heartwarming. So yeah, and then in that scene, like they're on like these big rocks because they're gonna jump on the ocean. So yeah, and then like you get a moment of like music and just with no dialogue of any sort of close-ups of the kids' faces on separate rocks in separate parts of the ocean. Like you get close-ups of the faces that maybe that they are having chemistry with each other and all of that, and they just really love each other now. So yeah, but they're not dating there. You can just really tell that they're really having chemistry, and like they're slowly, like, you know. So yeah, and then in that scene she's like, on three, she's like 1 2 3, and then they jump. So yeah, and then like then after that scene, like Susie like appears with not much clothes, like was in her bikini. So yeah, because like her clothes got wet. So yeah, and then I love that scene. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention too, how could I forget to mention this, Sam was also an artist too. Because, like, whenever he would send, like, letters to Susie, he would send her paintings, too, of her, and of a lot of other stuff, too. So, yeah, Sam was a really good artist, too, and, like, when Susie was in her bikini, like, Sam was drawing her, like, a portrait of her in her bikini. So, yeah, I love that scene so much. Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention, too, that Susie also had a little kitten, too, that she always brought along, and she brought along she brought along when she was running away too. So yeah, the kitten, like she really loved the kitten too. So yeah, and yeah, I really liked that little kitten too. She was always with her. So yeah, Let me think. Yeah, and I love how like at little bit of times like Sam is kind of getting along with the cat too. So yeah, let me think. And then I love after that scene, it's like Sam is fishing, and then like he has these like two fish hooks, but he made them for jewelry though. Like he's like they're supposed to be earrings, and he's like, I made you some jewelry, and then she smiles, and he's like, are your ears pierced? And then this was a really funny scene where like he actually like gets the fishing hook, like her ears weren't pierced, so he actually got the fishing hooks and stabbed them through her ears. So yeah, that scene was really funny, and yeah, and from there you could really see that they actually really did love each other. So yeah, like they're really loving each other. So yeah, she even let him hurt her so she can have jewelry, she can accept this jewelry because she really loved the jewelry too. So yeah, it was just really cute. So yeah, let me think. Yeah, yeah, I just love that jewelry scene, and then she's just wearing that jewelry like throughout the whole scene. So yeah, and then after that they're talking with each other about a lot of stuff, and then they're getting to know each other a little bit, and then like Sam's like telling her like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And she's like, I don't know. Well, I probably want to go on adventures, not just stay at one place. And then she was like, what about you? And he was like, probably go on adventures too. So yeah, they really had a lot of chemistry with that scene. And then like they were talking about their parents and all of that, and then like Susie was telling him about his accomplishment buttons on his khaki scout shirt. So yeah, she and then she told him about like that accomplishment button, and then he was like, this is not an accomplishment button, I inherited it from my mother, it's not really intended for a male to wear, but I don't give a damn. So yeah, that was you really like learned a lot about Sam and Susie in that scene. And then like Susie like tells Sam like she wished she was an orphan, that she thinks that Sam's life is better. And then in that scene, this is when they first fall in love, and it is really emotional and really heartwarming. And yeah, I just love this scene so much. Once Susie says that, he's like, I love you, but you don't know what you're talking about. She's like, I love you too. And then it's just a brief moment of silence of Sam looking at her. It's like, and you can see his eyes that like he's now fallen in love with her, that he has made her his girlfriend. So yeah. And then in the next scene, this is my favorite scene in the entire movie. Like, this is my favorite scene in the entire movie, where like Susie is in her bikini again, and like they're having a dance. So yeah, they have like this cute dance in the beach. So yeah, like, and then even Sam, like, he's barely even wearing any clothes, like he's just wearing his khaki scout shirt and an underwear. So yeah, yeah, but his khaki scout shirt is like unbuttoned. So yeah. And then like let me think. So in that scene they play Le Temps de l'Amour, a French song, and like they're dancing to it, and then like they start dancing, and then like Sam kisses her, and then like he spits, and then he's like, I got sand in my mouth, and then she's like, oh, can you French kiss? And then he's like, I think so. Is there any secret to it? She's like, the tongues touch each other. All right, let's try it. And then like they kiss each other with French kiss, and it's just really cute and really emotional and really heartwarming and just really satisfying. So yeah, and I just love that scene so much. They French kiss in that scene, and then once they're done, they hug each other, and then this scene was just really fun. Just, I don't know, just I love it so much. Like when they hug each other, she's like, it feels hard, and then he's like, do you mind? I like it. And then he's like, tilt your head sideways, and then they French kiss again, but like both their legs are, but then it shows like a small moment of both their legs connecting with each other, and it's like, holy shit. Yeah, I just love that scene so much. They kiss again, and then she's like, you can touch my chest, and then he touches her breast, and then she's like, I think they're gonna grow more. And then he has both his hands on her breast, and then the scene ends right there. Yeah, that's just easily my favorite scene in the entire movie. So yeah, let me think. Is there anything else I should say about that scene? Let me think. Yeah, I think that was the end of the scene, and then like after that, like Susie's reading another one of her books to Sam, and then after that scene, it shows that the parents have found them, because like they slept in the tent, and then like the very next day they were all there, and they found them, and then like Susie's parents were really pissed off on her, because like, and Susie was like barely even wearing any clothes in that scene. So yeah, and then like they get really mad at her, and then like they just like bring them in like two separate boats, I think, and then from there like Walt is like, be advised, the two of you will never see each other again. Those are your last words. And then she's like, I'd be careful if I were you. And then all this stuff, and then he's like, "Is that a threat?" And she's like, "It's a warning." And then like her little brothers are like, "You're a traitor to our family." She's like, "Good, I want to be." And in that scene, Sam barely finds out that the foster home does not want him anymore. So he is really sad about it. Like he's crying about it, and then there's really sad music in the background, which really makes you feel for Sam. So yeah, it was just really sad how Sam like let me think. What was I thinking? Oh yeah, it's just really sad how we saw Sam like his whole life ending. Well, not his whole life, but like most of his life ending. Like the foster parents didn't want him anymore, and he was just crying. And then like him and Scoutmaster Ward talking. And then Scoutmaster Ward was telling him like, "I had no idea that you were an orphan and all of that." And he was like, "I wish we had time to like talk with each other and give you like I forgot what he called the award, but he was like, I wish I could have gave you that. That was one of the greatest camping troops I've ever seen in my entire life." And he's like, "Thank you." And then he was like, "You don't want to be a Calgary Scout anymore?" He's like, and then he just nods his head no. So yeah, and then in that scene was just really sad. So like for now, like he starts living with Captain Sharp. So yeah, and then in that scene you see that Susie is like and then once they come back home, they're just kind of like Sam is just a bit sad, but he's living with Captain Sharp, and like him and Captain Sharp had a lot of character moments in that scene where like Captain Sharp and him like really get along in that scene, and then like they get to know each other a lot, and then like Captain Sharp's like and then Sam was like, "Well, did you ever love someone?" That he was like, "Well," and then Captain Sharp was like, "Yeah, I did, but she didn't love me back. I'm sorry for your loss." That's what you're supposed to say. He's like, "Okay." And then yeah, that scene was really cool. And then from that scene, you see the Khaki Scouts are being nice now. Like they feel bad for Sam now. That like, well, how would you like they start realizing that they've been a bunch of mean jerks. That like they should do something to help Sam and Susie in their relationship, because like they really feel bad for them now. And then like they're just talking in that scene, and then like, what was I gonna say? And then like they're just talking about it. They're like, "How would you feel, Redford?" No, Gatch, Lazy Eye, and all this stuff. So yeah, and then let me think. Yeah, so like yeah, from that scene you see the Khaki Scouts characters, like the whole Khaki Scout like really improving more, and that really makes you care for them. Like they help them out with their relationship. Like the Khaki Scouts sneak both them out of their home so they can run away with each other again. So yeah, and then like in that scene, let me think. Yeah, in those scenes, like, let me think. Yeah, in those scenes, they sneak Susie out, but then you hear the parents talking about a lot of stuff. So yeah, and then let me think. Yeah, they sneak both them out, and then like once the Khaki Scouts sneak out, Sam, he's just like, "There's no point. I don't think I want to. Not without Susie." And then they show Susie, and then like and then from there like they agree to run away with each other again. So yeah, and then. From there, like they go to another island, and like the Khaki Scouts like are just really helping them out on running away. So yeah, and then like from there, the Khaki Scouts like one of the Khaki Scouts has a cousin named Ben, and he was that one character that I told you I was going to talk about later on in the review. So cousin Ben, like what cousin Ben does is like he's the leader of another camping troop, not the Khaki Scouts, but this other camping troop. Wait, was he a leader or no? I don't think he was a leader actually. Like he was like a seller in the. I think he would like sell snacks and all of that to the campers and all of that. But like what he did was like he does courts and marriages. I think he does marriages and like and he's really good at it. And like once the Khaki Scouts Sam and Susie go to cousin Ben, like the Khaki Scouts tell cousin Ben to like have Sam and Susie get married. So yeah, and then like cousin Ben like agrees to do that, and then yeah, but like oh yeah, and like the Khaki Scouts like have like a jar of nickels, but it's in total like $74 I think. So yeah, yeah, so like in that scene, like once cousin Ben like gets them married, they Sam and Susie like are gonna go on this boat and like go somewhere else. They're probably gonna go to the United States, I think. So yeah, and then like yeah, just the Khaki Scouts were just really nice to do that for them. So yeah, let me think. Is there anything else I should talk about? Is there anything else I should say? Well, yeah, just like that scene was just really romantic too, having Susie and Sam get married. So yeah, that was just really cute too. So yeah. Let me think. And then in that scene, like before they leave, like they come back because like Susie left her binoculars, but once Sam comes back for his binoculars, like Redford is there. Redford's like it's still injured from the stab, and he's the only khaki scout that's not that's still the mean one. So yeah, and then like Sam's like trying to figure out like why he didn't like him and all of that, and then Redford's just like, well, why should I? No one does. And then like from there, like Sam like punches his like injured back, his like where he got stabbed, and then he gets the binoculars, but he tries to go back, but like Redford's like, he's here as a fugitive, stop him. Like the whole camping troop is like going after him because he's a traitor of the khaki scouts because he left the khaki scouts. So yeah, so like they're just really pissed off at him, so like that makes him not want to not like able to go back to the boat anymore because like all the khaki scouts chase after him, and like this big crowd. That's so fucking funny actually. This scene is so funny actually, where like Sam is like running from the khaki scouts, and like you can see this whole crowd of khaki scouts like running after him in a field. So yeah, like it's like this this air shot in the camera, like a helicopter shot, I think. Well, not a helicopter shot, but like I think it's like, I think it's more of a crane shot, like when the crane goes up and it shows you the camera. So yeah, and then it just shows like the khaki scouts, like this whole crowd just like running after him, just like one crowd running after him, like not one of the khaki scouts is just like splitting up and all of that. So yeah, that was just really funny. So yeah, and this scene was really funny too, where like Sam like gets this flag, and he's pointing it up because like the hurricane like actually does start in that scene, and like I think that hurricane was actually true. It's like Hurricane Betsy in the 1960s. So yeah, and then like that scene, the hurricane is starting, and then like he raises up the flag, and then this scene was really funny, like, and he got electrocuted from the lightning. So yeah, that scene was just really funny. He got electrocuted and then he flew way back. Yeah, that scene was really funny. So yeah, and then his feet were on fire. Yeah, that scene was really funny. So yeah, and in that scene, like the good khaki scouts like are in front of him, and then they're like, "Are you okay?" And he's like, "I'm okay." And then his whole face is even all black. It's all black, and it's just really funny. So yeah, and then like they're still not able to go to the boat because of the hurricane and the khaki scouts chasing after them. So they take another route, and then you see the hurricane like really starting and all. And then the hurricane sequences were really cool and really funny too. So yeah, like that scene I mentioned earlier with Scoutmaster Ward with the older troop master. So yeah, let me think. Oh yeah, and then let me think. So yeah, and in that scene, like you see that the dam, like one of the dams, like is breaking and all. Then like the whole like island is flooding. So yeah, and then in that scene, like they're hiding in a church, and then like the khaki scouts and all of them hide in a church. But like I think everyone else goes in the church too, because like the adults, Captain Sharp and like Susie's parents are in there. So yeah, and even Redford. So yeah, and they're still looking for Susie and Sam. And then like in that scene, they're like social services, like one of the social services came in, and she was like, please find the boy and bring him to social services and all this stuff. So yeah, but like Captain Sharp keeps refusing, like, you're not sending him to jail and all of that, you're not sending him to juvenile refuge. And then like they're just like really fighting in that scene. And so yeah, and then they find Susie and Sam like in the balcony of the church. So yeah, and then from there Sam and Susie like they climb up the bell tower of the church, and they try to like they still try to run away from the adults, but let me think. But like Captain Sharp is like going after them, like, cause like Captain Sharp like has an idea, and then like let me think. Yeah, Captain Sharp like is going after them, but like once they're on top of the bell tower, like Susie and Sam wanna jump off the tower. They want to jump, but like they're really hesitant about it, but jumping is their only choice. So yeah, but like and they said if it's too shallow, they'll probably break their legs anyway. So yeah, and then like, and in that scene, like they're really hesitant. And then he's like, in case we die or in case they capture us and we never get to see each other again, he tells her, thank you for marrying me. I'm glad I got to know you, Susie. And then they hug each other, and then they kiss, and then lightning goes in their mouth. Yeah, that scene was really funny. And like when they when they stop kissing, like lightning still like connecting their mouth. So yeah, and that scene was really silly too, with like showing them that like they're really in love now because like the lightning connected with them. So yeah, that scene was really funny too. So yeah. Let me think. Let me think. What else was I gonna say? And then in that scene, before they don't jump off in that scene. Captain Sharp comes in and then he's telling them like, no, you guys are not gonna jump off. And then and then Captain Shark tells Sam that he wants to adopt him, that he wants to adopt Sam, and then like he's like, what do you say, pal? And then like Sam looks at Susie and Susie nods her head saying, yeah, you should. And then like Sam like holds his hand and they agree that Sam is now going to be adopted by Captain Sharp. So yeah, I love that whole thing so much, like with Captain Sharp being the one to adopt Sam. So yeah, I love that a lot. So yeah, let me think. What else was I gonna say? So yeah, but in that scene, lightning strikes the bell, and then like they almost fall off, but they have a rope hanging onto them, and like they're hanging on to each other, and then like Captain Sharp's like, hold on, and then in that scene ends right there, and then it shows more of the narrator, like more hilarious stuff with the narrator. So yeah, and then like and then after that, like the narrator's like in front of Susie's house, and then he walks away, and then this scene was really sad and really brings tears to your eyes. And yeah, this scene was just really had so much drama and so much emotion, just gave you so much tears. So yeah, and just like in that scene, in this scene, it's the last shot of the movie, the last part of the movie, where it shows inside Susie's house that Susie and Sam are inside the house, and Susie's in this Sam is in this cop suit, showing that he's now a little cop of the city, so of the island. So yeah, and then like the song and the music in that scene, like the song that plays in that scene really makes you sad, and really makes it emotional too. So yeah, the music was really sad in that scene too. So yeah, and then like what else was I gonna say? So yeah, it just shows like it just shows like Sam painting and all of that, and then it shows like, and then like Susie's parents are like talking to him through like a walkie, or like the thing, I don't know what it's called, but it's like the things that cop uses with like a handle and like that big the big cylinder, I don't know what it's called, but like they're talking to him through that, like saying like, Susie, come down and eat dinner, please don't make us get up there and all. And then after that scene, like Sam is leaving the house through the window, and then he's like just looking side to side, and then he looks at Sam, and then he looks at Susie, and then he's like, see you tomorrow. And then like he leaves, and then he goes to the car, but before he goes inside the car, he takes another look at Susie, and Susie blows a kiss to Sam, and then he's just like looking at her like, we can't really see each other anymore and all of that. So yeah, it's just really sad that in the end they were not able to see each other much anymore. So yeah, it was just really sad. So yeah, and then like and then it ends with like Susie, like she's about to leave the room, but then like she like stops and then turns around and then leaves the room, and then continues to leave the room. And then once you see her gone, the camera pans down to the painting that Sam was drawing, and it was the painting of the beach of the old Chickasaw harvest migration that Sam and Susie first fell in love in. And then like it shows you like the actual shot of the beach, not in the painting but in real life. And then the movie ends right there. Yeah, that was just a really, really sad ending. And yeah, I love this movie so much. And one more time, this movie is the movie that inspired me to want to get a girlfriend. So yeah, to rate this movie, I'll definitely rate it an A+. Yeah, this is my top 10 favorite movies. So yeah, before I end this review, I just want to give out a couple announcements that this is my final video of my series of my top 15 favorite movies. And I think some of you might be wondering, like, Jonathan, I think you only reviewed 10 movies and not 15. So yeah, I do agree with you. I did not review all my top 15 favorite movies, but like in this series, but like in other reviews I did in the past were on my top 15 favorite movies. Like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and Empire Strikes Back were on my top 15 favorite movies. So yeah, those I already did reviews for. So yeah, and then there were a couple more movies that I wanted to review, but I wanted to wait for next year until sequels come out for those movies. And those two movies were Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park's not one of my favorite movies, but the sequel to it, The Lost World Jurassic Park, is on my top 15 favorite movies. So yeah, but I want to wait till Jurassic World Dominion comes out next year, and I'll be able to do a series of reviews of Jurassic Park during that time. So yeah, and then after that, And then the other movie that I didn't get to review was what's that other movie called? Spider-Man 2, yeah. Spider-Man 2 is on my top 15 favorite movies too. The Spider-Man 2 from Tobey Maguire. So, yeah. Let me think. Yeah, that movie was really good too, and I can't review that movie because next year Tom Holland is gonna make another Spider-Man movie. I think it's gonna be called Spider-Man Home Run. That's what I heard, but I don't think it's true. So yeah. Let me think. Yeah, so like I'm just gonna wait till next year to review those two movies. So yeah, and yeah, I think yeah, I already reviewed all my top 15 favorite movies. So, well, not all of them, just I missed two. So yeah, and then like the next series of reviews I'll be reviewing will be a very very mini series of reviews. I will review movies that take place in the summer. So if you guys want to see movies that take place in the summer, comment down below like what movies you want me to see review that take place in the summer. So yeah, I'll only review those movies Friday and Saturday, and that's it. Cause like Friday and Saturday are like the last days of the summer, are like the last days of the summer. So yeah, cause like after that we're gonna be starting school. So yeah, let me think. So yeah, I'll just be reviewing like maybe like 4 to 5 movies in those 2 days. So yeah, let me think. Is there anything else I should say? I think that's it. Oh wait, wait. I have one more movie that was on my top 15 favorite movies too that I didn't get to review, but I will review that one like this year actually. But once I think 2 more series. Like if once I'm done reviewing 2 more series, I will review that movie. And that movie is a movie with its own series, like its own like cinematic universe. So yeah, I will review that movie like I don't know, like later on in the year, probably next month. So yeah, let me. Do I have anything else I should say? No, I think that's all I should say. Yeah, that'll be the end. So bye, and see you all in the next review.